en este momento quiero darle la bienvenida a un equipo muy especial para nosotros, el equipo de los trabajadores sociales, que no pudo estar con nosotros ahora Amparo Medina Pérez, pero es parte del equipo también. Y con ella también está Evelin Flores y Anna Wilson. At this moment, I'd like to welcome a very, very special guest. Ms. Amparo Medina Perez was not able to be here today, but we have Ms. Evelin Flores and Anna Wilson. They are wonderful school social workers, and they have a special, special presentation for all of you this morning. Let's give them a big, big round of applause.
Hello, how are you guys all doing? So we are the social workers for the district. We are 3. One of us is missing, but she really wanted to be here as well. So today we're going to be talking about the importance of attendance. And I'm sure you guys have all heard this. And the short answer is, if your kid is not here, if the student is not here, they are not learning, right? But it goes much deeper than that. And I think sometimes when we think about our students missing a day, it doesn't seem so bad, but those days actually add up. So research has shown that a history of chronic absenteeism really does affect our students in their ability to read, and that starts all the way from kindergarten. And if they are in preschool, even then. Because it's affecting their learning, but it's also creating habits. So if they learn from an early age that it's okay to miss school, then as they continue to grow, it's going to become a normal thing for them, and we definitely don't want that. Another thing is that it affects their achievement in middle school. And then it also kind of predicts the likelihood of them graduating in high school. So it really is a domino effect that we see with kids, especially in elementary school.
Menciona la señorita Anna Wilson que es un placer para ella estar el día de hoy aquí con ustedes presentando ella y la señorita Evelin. Como mencionamos anteriormente, Amparo no pudo estar con nosotros, ella también es parte del equipo, pero ellas dos estarán presentando el día de hoy sobre la importancia de la asistencia a la escuela. La investigación muestra que la ausencia crónica en el año anterior, comenzando en el grado kinder, los estudiantes son más propensos a atrasarse en la lectura. También experimentar un rendimiento más bajo en la escuela intermedia o primaria, menos probabilidades de graduarse también de la escuela secundaria si tienen ausencias crónicas. También prepara el escenario para los hábitos y responsabilidades que serán necesarias durante los primeros años de la edad adulta.
So what does being chronically absent look like, right? So it is missing 18 days of school in the entire year. And what that equals to is 2 days a month. So when we think about 2 days a month, it really is a lot, right? So what can we as parents do to help make sure that our students are in school?
¿Qué se considera el ausentismo crónico? El ausentismo crónico es faltar 18 días de clases, lo que equivale a 2 días de clases al mes. Así que ¿cuándo importa realmente la asistencia? ¿La asistencia importa preescolar o cuando sus estudiantes comiencen a asistir a la escuela?
So we can make sure that we have a set bedtime routine and then also a morning routine. So that way they can start creating good habits as far as when they need to go to bed and make sure that they have enough sleep to wake up in the morning. Other things that you guys could do during that routine to kind of just speed things up in the morning, because we know life happens, right? So we want to be as prepared as we can during those mornings. Is maybe setting their clothes out at night, that way they're not struggling trying to find, what they're gonna wear the next day or that morning. And then also making sure that their backpacks are packed and ready, maybe by the door or somewhere quick where they can grab them.
¿Qué podemos hacer nosotros como padres para ayudar al respecto de la asistencia escolar? Podemos establecer rutinas regulares para la hora de acostarse, al igual en las mañanas. También prepare la ropa o vestuarios y empaque las mochilas la noche anterior. Esos son unos tips que mencionan ellos también. Si hay problemas médicos o su hijo se enferma, asegúrese de comunicarse con la oficina de la escuela. También muestre interés en los estudios académicos de sus estudiantes. Hable con ellos sobre su día. Y también dé priorización a la escuela. Trate de programar citas médicas cuando sea inevitable y asegurarse de obtener una nota del médico si lo es posible. También les recomendamos a programar viajes prolongados cuando la escuela no está en sesión. Si su hijo parece ansioso por la escuela o está experimentando problemas de comportamiento relacionados con la escuela, hable con la escuela, con cualquier personal, ya sea la administración, los consejeros, los trabajadores sociales, para obtener apoyo.
Some other things that you guys can do is just making sure that you guys are maintaining communication with the school. So if your student is absent because they're sick or something unexpected happened, just making sure you're reaching out to the front office and letting us know what is going on. And then that way too, if we have resources or other supports that we can provide to you, we know that and we can try to help you. And then just always prioritizing school as well and making sure that's being communicated to your student, right? So if there are appointments or things that you know are going to be coming up, making sure to try to schedule that outside of school hours. And then just showing interest in your students' day, right? What are they learning at school? What are they doing with their friends? And that communicates to your student as well that you see school as being important and you want to know what's going on. So that translates to them like, oh, okay, I need to take, school as being important as well and make sure that I'm doing my best when I'm there. And then just encourage them to be involved in the school. If they're invested in their school, then it's more likely that they're going to show up or want to be there. So maybe participating in school spirit week or extracurricular activities, things like that. And then lastly, we know, right, that other things might be happening. So sometimes, especially with the pandemic, our kids are experiencing anxiety due to school or other issues with their peers. So again, just making sure that you're in communication with your school in regards to that so we can provide that support. Every school has school counselors, we have school social workers, so we are there to support your student and making sure that they feel safe and comfortable at school.
Menciona la señorita Ana que es, como mencionamos anteriormente, que es muy importante estar en comunicación con la escuela. Cualquier cosa que se presente, comuníquese con la escuela. Si ustedes necesitan ayuda, cualquier asistencia, comuníquese con la oficina, con los administradores, el equipo de trabajadores sociales. Ellos brindan mucho apoyo a los estudiantes, a los padres, al igual también los consejeros de la escuela. Así que cualquier cosa que necesiten ustedes, por favor, comuníquese con ellos. Es muy importante que los estudiantes estén emocionados por la educación, así que anímelos a ellos a estar siempre asistiendo a la escuela, ayúdenlos también a motivarlos en la escuela, en sus estudios. Haga lo que usted pueda también al estar aquí en estos eventos o eventos de la escuela. Es muy importante eso porque les deja saber a los estudiantes la importancia de la educación. Y así que cualquier cosa que se pueda presentar, déjenos saber, aquí estamos nosotros para ayudarles.
So what are the school procedures when it comes to attendance, right? So again, if for whatever reason your student needs to miss school, just making sure that you're communicating that with the school for every day that they're going to be out. So it is documented in their file. If you guys call in, let us know that they're sick, or if they're out for 3 days and they continue to be sick, just making sure you're calling every single day and letting us know they still have a fever or they have a cough, whatever it is, so it can be documented. And then again, whenever possible, we do encourage you guys to provide a doctor's note for every day that the student is absent. If it's something where they have a medical condition or something that's maybe more chronic, where it's going to affect their attendance, then again, making sure that you guys are notifying us, the nurse, so we can work with you and make sure that the proper support is in place for your student and that is being taken into consideration. And then for kids that are missing or students that are missing 4 or more days, especially during the beginning of the school year, other than the automated, calls that sometimes we get, right, if our student misses, we get that recording telling us that our student was not in school. The social worker or someone in the front office, school counselors, we're working together to make sure that we're having that contact with the parents for those particular students. So again, we can kind of see maybe what barriers or challenges you guys are facing, and we can provide you that support so your student can be in school.
Así que, ¿cuáles son los procedimientos escolares al respecto a la asistencia escolar? Cuando el estudiante está enfermo o ocurre un evento imprevisto, llame a la oficina. Le recomendamos que llame a la oficina de la escuela para proporcionar el motivo de la ausencia. Llame cada día que el niño o el estudiante esté ausente. Proporcione una nota del médico por cada día que el estudiante estuvo ausente, si lo es posible. Si hay un problema médico o continuo que pueda inferir con asistencia, asegúrese de notificar a la escuela, también a la enfermera o al director, al consejero o trabajador social también. Los estudiantes que faltan 4 o más días de la escuela dentro del primer mes recibirán llamadas telefónicas del personal de la escuela, ya sea del trabajador social, consejero o subdirector, para evaluar qué apoyo necesitan ustedes como padres o ya sea el estudiante también. Así que vamos a mostrar mucha importancia a la asistencia del año de este año actual. El personal también monitorea el progreso continuo y evaluará si se necesitan otros apoyos o intervenciones para garantizar el éxito del estudiante.
So the message that we want you guys really to receive is that we want your students to be at school every single day, right? But we understand that life happens and families face different factors. We want you to know that we are a team. So we are here to support you guys in any way that we can so we can make sure that your students are successful. So please make sure that you're communicating with your teachers, your school, so we can get those supports in place, whether it means that we provide that support at school, or if we need to connect you with a community resource, then we will do that. That is what we're here for. So we are a team, and we want your students to be successful.
El mensaje que queremos comunicar con ustedes el día de hoy, obviamente es la importancia de la asistencia a la escuela, pero también queremos que sepan que no están solos. Nosotros estamos aquí para ayudarlos. Somos un equipo, ustedes como padres y nosotros como educadores también. Así que lo más importante es trabajar nosotros juntos con ustedes para poder proporcionar la mejor educación posible para los estudiantes. Así que vamos a trabajar este año juntos como equipo para que nuestros estudiantes puedan sobresalir y ser exitosos en la escuela.
So last thing we wanted to share as school social workers, what do we do? I'm sure that's a question that you guys all have. And we do a little bit of a lot of things. We do provide families with assistance, whether it means connecting them to community resources, or if we have whatever they need at school, then we provide that to our students and families as well. We assist the counselors as well with any emotional needs that our students have or behavioral needs that they may have. We also help with one-on-one check-ins with our students, so if they need that support, we help with that. And then we do also conduct different groups at the schools depending on the need that we have with our students. And we attend meetings that are centered around our students' success. We also manage, some of our schools have a family resource room, so usually the social worker is the one that manages that room and makes sure that those resources get to the families that are in need. And we work, of course, alongside other school staff to make sure that our school climate is good and attendance rates are well as well. And then, we're here to support families in decreasing any barriers or challenges that they're facing, again, to ensure that our students are being successful.
También finalmente queremos comunicarles lo que hacemos nosotros como trabajadores sociales, menciona la señorita Ana. A los trabajadores sociales escolares ayudan a las familias proporcionando recursos comunitarios y necesidades básicas, ya sea vivienda, alimentación, artículos de higiene. Ayudan a los estudiantes con apoyo emocional y conductual para garantizar el éxito de los estudiantes en las escuelas, ya sea junto con el consejero escolar también. Comprobaciones también del 1 a 1 con los estudiantes. Ellos hacen juntas con los estudiantes y los ayudan a ellos emocionalmente y socialmente también. También hacen sesiones en grupos para determinar cualquier necesidad que ellos puedan tener. Ellos también asisten las reuniones del centro de estudiantes para discutir o hablar sobre la necesidad del apoyo. También administran la sala de recursos familiares de la escuela. Ellos brindan muchos recursos, así que cualquier cosa que ustedes puedan necesitar, por favor visite a uno de los trabajadores sociales o cualquiera de los consejeros. Ellos pueden ayudarles con diferentes tipos de situaciones.
Y si hablamos español, las tres hablamos español.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Anna and Evelyn. Thank you so much for that presentation, for great information. Le damos las gracias a los trabajadores sociales, a Ana y a Evelyn por su excelente trabajo.